Welcome everyone, and grab a slice of carrot cake because today we're talking about 17 conspiracies. Okay, but seriously, I do have a theory for 17's comeback, and I'm so excited to talk about it. I have all of these notes with me about all the new music videos and different theories that I've read up on for this comeback. So we can just get started. I just want to start off by saying that 17 said in their newest V-Live that this comeback isn't just one concept or one, theory. It's actually a bunch, and I've brought it down to 3. First is time, second is their colors, and then third is the relationship that they say that they've been going through. So I'm going to just go through each of the new music videos and kind of talk about how they relate to each other and to these concepts, and hopefully blow your mind. Okay, so first music video that came out was Trauma, which was incredible. And I took a lot of notes on the lyrics because Sungchul said in their Change Up V-Live that the lyrics really matter, and so does the imagery as well. I highly suggest you read up on the whole entire concept and meaning behind each of the different scenes in Trauma because it's mind-blowing what they did in that video. Some of the main points, they feel this unforgettable immaturity of their past that they can almost not get over. And they can't find themselves in a way because they're so stuck with the trauma they used to have. That feeling of being lost and needing that support system kind of goes into this time effect too, because that feeling of having a lost hope almost is what happens right before a relationship ends, to go with that concept. So right before the relationship ends, that trauma might have been one of the reasons why it ended, and then it comes to Ugo Shipjiana because they completely feel lost and they can't get over this trauma, so they have to break up. And then for the next music video, which is the 13th Month Dance, was crazy. That whole entire music video was wild. But okay. First theory that I just like to point out is the name itself. If you flip the name around, it literally looks like 17, 17, 17, 17, the numbers, which adds up to the 3 subgroups of 17, kind of leading to the fact that they're more actively trying to find each other, and that they know that there's groups almost, even though they're still alone. The first point of that music video is that there is people, which is different because they are kind of feeling lost and things are falling apart at this point in their relationship, which is very interesting because the first dance move is essentially making a lotus flower with their hands. And I looked this up, and lotus flower means that you're having a spiritual awakening or faith. And I believe that this is faith that they're going to make it through this point in their life. And these things might be impossible, but they're willing to do the impossible to make the relationship work. But I mean, it obviously doesn't, but but it kind of brings it into that whole entire theory. And even Hoshi says one of his lines in English translation is, "I want you to wait for me," and that brings into the concept of time. Even one of their dance moves is a clock. They're constantly fighting with this pressure of time. And to go back to the lotus flower, at the very end of the music video, everyone who is the extras in the video, they're all laid down. And in ancient Greek mythology, the lotus flower was a symbol of addiction or temptation, and having this lotus flower, if you eat it, then you go into this state of complete sleep, and it kind of is giving into that temptation, which then kind of leads to the next music video, which is Pinwheel. And one of the lyrics is just about the pinwheels itself. I mean, I have them in 17 colors, of course, but Sangkwan's line is that the pinwheel's waiting for someone desperately, just like they are. They feel like they're still waiting for this to happen, even though they're willing to go above and beyond to make it happen. They just feel completely lost. And it almost feels like time has stopped because they can't get anywhere. Also, the amount of symbolism that is in Pinwheel leading up to AO1 is crazy. They have the same items in the teasers for AO1, bringing you up to that point, to chapter 1 in the timeline. All three of these music videos were part of 0.5 timeline. So this is kind of leading up to the breakup of the relationship, but also to point 1, which is AL1. So having all these fears and feeling of being lost and not having that person in your relationship there at the end and kind of feeling the detachment leads you to that breakup. And then afterwards, flipping the page, it would be Change Up, which is chapter 2, moving forward in the timeline. Change Up was definitely a much different music video than the past 3. It's a lot brighter, and even though a lot of this is about the relationship with like a random girl or whatever or whoever, it also is about the relationship as them as a group, them trying to find each other as a group. So I just want you to keep that in mind. And 17 has talked about this a lot too. If you listen to the lyrics of Smile Flower, that is all about them being together as a group and like really moving forward as a group. They had to find each other. Even Drift Away is talking about that. Like, very beginning of 17, they're talking about being separate but finding each other and finding this meaning in their life. So Change Up for chapter 2 is when they're kind of realizing this, I think, and they realize that they still have so much potential and they have so much more to go, which is so true. And they say like tomorrow can't be stopped, also playing with this whole entire time concept. Like they're just gonna keep going until like basically forever. I hope forever. And one of Hoshi's lines, which I found really interesting, was that they're going to go to another world, which also leads to another one of my concepts. So it's almost like their stage is another world in itself. It's taking away all of their fears and all of our fears and everything that's bad in our lives and kind of pushing it away, and like being a fan of 17 or being in 17 is like a whole entire new world, and it's almost escaping from your world. And that whole entire concept is amazing. And that's basically what they've been doing in the teaser photos to try to describe this timeline to us. You'll see that there's an image of a whole entire planet, but then there's a planet shattering. And I think that planet shattering is more of a renewal. Like, this planet is now done for, that breakup is done for, and we're gonna now move forward. We're gonna find each other, we're gonna use each other to support each other and become an even better and greater 17. And that leads into the New World logo as well. So if you, even at the new logo that they have, it's completely new. Even though it does look similar, it has a completely different structure from before. It's like they're almost starting a full new, which is something they said that they were doing for AL1, but I feel like it's even more true in this case because they're really like taking a step forward as a journey, as 17 as a group. So now that we've moved through the entire timeline, I want to touch a little bit on the colors. So when Change Up first came out, some carrots straight up inverted the colors to the music video, and they were like, okay, it's Serenity and Rose Quartz, and I didn't believe it. Like, I mean, I did, but like, it just seems so far out, but they were totally right. With the colors, white, green, and orange, these invert to make Serenity and Rose Quartz, and it's also similar to the colors of Going 17's 3 albums. So they've kind of been playing with this color concept for a while, and I think one of those things that it's kind of going back into that struggle is them trying to find their true colors as artists. So this whole entire new comeback is going to be a completely new them in a completely new world, going forward in time and taking a step forward to be an even more amazing group, which like honestly blows my mind because they're already so perfect. I like can't imagine it being any better. But this is like my entire theory for the comeback. I think it's true. I also want to mention that some carrots have told me that they think that because it's on a new planet, they think that 17 might be able to come up with some sort of like superpower or like alien power, which I know sounds far-fetched, but also so did the colors at first when I first saw them. So it could be possible. So I am super excited for this comeback, and even if it's not creating a full new world, they did mention in the new V-Live that it could be like rewriting a story's ending. So either way, it's going to be incredible, 10 out of 10. If you guys have any theories or any comments, please post them below. I'd love to hear them. And please keep supporting 17 and looking forward to their comeback with me. Thanks, bye!